they took the sign off there, I'm pretty sure. Just so you could do what I just did. Yeah.
See you later. What are you looking for? Have a good one.
Greetings. For the Alliance. See you later.
I buy and trade. Go with honor, friend. Need help? Safe travels. Well met. Light bless you. Looking for something specific? You need something?
I guess we'll look at our talents here while we think about what we're gonna do. So priest right now, I think what we are is 2 out of 2 here. I think we've got 1 point into spirit tap, and let's see, level 12. We're level 15. I think 1 here, maybe 2 here. Let me see if that's correct. Yeah, so 2, 1, 2, 1. We'll probably go knock spirit tap up to at least 4 out of 5. That'll put us up at level 18. Then we're gonna go down into probably mental agility. Let me see, what was the build I came up with earlier today? So this is a decent leveling build. It's not my favorite because it's not very good for PvP. So that's just a straight up leveling build. We also have my PvP build, discipline build, which isn't really great for smite. I mean, it's missing Divine Fury, and it's also missing Searing Light, which both are going to hurt my DPS, but it's more of a healing build, so let me show you the difference. It's more of a battleground healing build. The only problem is we don't have Unbreakable Will, which we should probably have Unbreakable Will. And Trying to think of what would be the best build for PvP. I'm trying to think of a build that would be good for PvP battlegrounds, basically. I mean, we're not going to be doing damage so much, so I don't think we really need Divinity. We don't go with Divinity. Let's reset this. What's up, Sticks? How's it going, man? The only big thing we're missing with this build for PvP is just Unbreakable Will. It's just... And it's a lot. I mean, 50% is a lot, but it's like 5 talent points. I mean, how are we supposed to come up with 5 talent points? I mean, would you rather have the increased damage and healing, or would you rather have a greater percentage chance? Thanks, man. Or have a greater percentage chance to break fear and stun. You know, it's really. I almost would rather have the increased healing and spell damage, but I mean, 15% is a lot. It's actually a lot. So we got rid of spiritual guidance. We're gonna lose out on a lot of spell power. Honestly, I'd rather the spell power, to be honest. We'll see. There's ways you can kind of avoid CC, just by kind of picking and choosing your engagements and being very smart with your positioning on the map. There's definitely different ways you can kind of limit that to a certain degree, but having the extra spell power and spell and healing is going to be really, really useful. Can't remember if I have the flight path to, no, I don't think I do. You just woke up, Sticks? What level is Terrace Fogblades? Level 20. Hmm.
Light be with you.
Hmm. That's weird. Damn, girl. Parkour. Come on, parkour. Gotta get your parkour game going.
What can I do for you? Go with honor, friend.
We're just dragging this mob away from that poor guy. Ah, the threat of Mind Blast is very strong. It is very strong. Force is strong with this one. Parkour! Failed parkour. Parkour! Failed parkour. Parkour! Failed parkour again. What the? He is having trouble jumping today. Having some trouble with the jumping. The hell? I'm sorry, my microphone was muted, Dank. I was saying, yeah, Blizzard is suing them, and they've probably served them their papers, but you gotta keep in mind that Torta is in Russia, so all he has to do is basically relocate the servers to Russia, basically run, which he probably will. And whether or not Blizzard can reach into Russia and actually get them to shut down in Russia is going to be very questionable. So Russia doesn't typically play well with American-based companies that are basically asking them to uphold their copyright. You know what I mean? Uphold like a copyright infringement case. So, what's up, Giggles? How's it going? If it does get shut down, I don't think it'll be shut down for very long. I think it'll be one of those cases where if they shut down their server in Great Britain, then they'll just bring up the server in Russia. Then it's really going to come down to whether or not Blizzard's going to be able to get Russia, the Russian ISPs, to basically shut it down. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm playing here as long as I can. Hopefully they don't get shut down. We'll just see what happens. We will see what happens. Hey, what's up, Strafe? How you doing, man? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? What do I play if it does? If they shut down Turtle WoW, I probably will play. That's a great question. I probably would play like Guild Wars 2, maybe play some Guild Wars 2, maybe. I don't know though. I don't know if I'd play Guild Wars 2. I don't know. I have to think about it. That's a good question though. Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way, Dank. I think a lot of people feel like they don't want to play on it. I mean, this server's been up for like 7 years, right? Not this server. I mean, AmberShire has only been up for like a month and a half. But Norginar, like Turtle WoW's been around for like for a long time. So, maybe because you have a real Sadie issue, man. You might need to go to see a doctor about that. Mm-hmm. Been around maybe past year. Oh, okay, you're new. Yeah. I'm old. McGiggles, you can tell it, right? I've been playing World of Warcraft since beta in 2004. You ever hear of Blizzard Entertainment? I used to work there for 6 years. I'm really, just like a second generation Blizzard employee. You know what I'm saying? Blizzard Entertainment? I'm joking. I never worked for Blizzard Entertainment. I'm doing my lame ass pirate software impersonation. Hello, Biznitch. Parkour! Oh, fail parkour. Parkour! Fail parkour. Ooh, almost. Parkour! Alright. You come on a roll, new priest, but I'm kind of waiting TBC. Nah, fuck that retail shit. You could have played that anniversary steaming pile of dog shit, dude. Enjoy the GDKP and the fucking boosting babies and the gold selling, the gold buying and the botting and all the nonsense that goes with any anniversary server. A bunch of people running to max level as fast as they can and wagging their little E-pins around. Look at me, I'm so good. Yeah, and it's not even the change. I mean, the changes are really good. The changes to WoW are actually quite good. They're very in line with kind of the fantasy, you know, the kind of original feel of vanilla WoW, 2004 era World of Warcraft. But the biggest thing that Turtle WoW gives you is you just don't have to deal with the bullshit, man. You don't have to deal with all the crap. I shouldn't have buffed them because their name's stupid. What is it? Hater runes? I have a name as Hater runes. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the biggest thing with Turtle WoW is you don't have to deal with all the the GDKP and the botting. I mean, I'm sure there's some botting, but you just don't see it. It's nothing like you see on an official retail server. That's good. It's nice that that's not existing on the EU servers. What's up, Outpost? Hey, no problem, Outpost, man. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Everyone's already max level and rating nonstop. It's actually... Really? Okay. If that's your thing, man. Yeah. Why are you not casting? I love Night Elves. I love Shadow Meld. I also, the biggest reason is we get to use bows, baby. There's nothing better than a bow wielding priest, man. Come on now. There you go. Look at that. Yeah, the Blizzard servers, I mean, I don't know about European servers. The US servers are they're god awful, man. They're terrible. They're disgustingly bad. And I played on them for a long time. I don't deal with it anymore. Big giggles! Thank you, the old pal, yeah. You know, didn't I tell you that I used to work for Blizzard Entertainment, right? You know that company, Blizzard Entertainment? Yeah, you know, I used to work for them. Everybody put a like in the stream, or put a prayer in the stream for Asmongold. His dad died a couple days ago, and his mother died, what, a couple years ago? Poor guy has lost his mother and his father, so I feel sorry for the guy. I lost my father when I was pretty young. And I lost two of my brothers when I was pretty young. But I still have my mother, thankfully. Yeah, sucks, dude. Losing close family really is not fun, man. Yeah, his dad had cancer. He pretty much alluded to the fact that his dad wasn't going to be around much longer about a week ago. So, yeah. But I mean, he pretty much took care of his mom. Remember when she was really old, and he pretty much took care of her. And then she went. So all he had was his dad, and now his dad's gone, so that sucks. Yeah. It definitely helps when you have a time to say goodbye. I didn't have the time to say goodbye to my brother. He died in a fire. So yeah, for sure. Yeah, it sucks, man. That sucks, my giggles. My dad died when I was 29, so that was a long time ago. I'm a lot older than 29 now, so that was a long time ago, man. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't do any drugs until my dad died and my two brothers died. Then I did every drug I could get my hands on. And I'm lucky I didn't die, to be honest, from all that shit. But I quit all that stuff a long time ago, man. I don't even drink anymore. You know what I mean? I don't even drink anymore. And I used to drink a lot. Oh yeah. Me and whiskey, we were very good friends. Yeah. Yeah, the hard drugs are rough, dude. They take their toll. You start off doing them and it's just fun, and after a while, they don't even seem to do anything. At least nothing good. It's like, it's not, you know, it just makes you feel like shit. Ooh, well, vaping's really bad, dude. Vaping will just destroy your lungs, man. Vaping's worse than smoking cigarettes. Because depending on how much you vape, you know what I mean? Because you're inhaling so much smoke into your lungs. Get that popcorn lung, man. Yeah. Vape the weed. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I used to drink a lot of... I mean, I drank a lot of beer, but I drank mostly... Like, in the beginning, like when I was in college, I drank a ton of beer. I mean, I drank, like... I think I figured out, me and my roommates figured out in college that we had alcohol in our system about 80% of the time we were in college. Like, 80% of the time I was in college, we had alcohol in our system. You know what I mean? And then, but then the worst thing that happened was I lived in Chicago for a long time, and they came out with all the craft beers, you know, and the hoppy beers, and these really, really strong, like 6% alcohol beers. And so you go from drinking like crappy, cheap Miller Lite beer in college, because I was just a poor college student, right? And then I go to Chicago and I get a real job and I start making tons of money and start drinking all these ridiculously strong beers, you know? So what's up, you know? Aquatine. What's up? That is me. Oh, is that what you got? Sash of Mercy? Oh, that's you, McGiggles. Oh, so you're a healer on your druid. Oh, so you're rolling heals. Nice. That's a very nice item. Very nice. Very nice. How many people online? Right now it's probably not a lot because of the time of day. I'm gonna guess it's around probably 4,500 maybe. Yeah, let's see. 3514 actually. It varies. Obviously, you know, it usually gets around 9,000 during the day. But right now it's 1:19 a.m. my time, so all the European people that are usually playing are all in bed, so. Alright, it's all good, McGiggles. The whip of encouragement. Yeah, that's one thing they added in Turtle WoW is a lot of attack speed and casting speed stuff, you know, like increase items and also leeching items. A lot of items that leech health, which is interesting. I kind of want to do a leeching build on my melee hunter. Hey, Gabriel. Yeah, I don't care. I'm just doing the regular quest here in Westfall, which I can't stand beyond. I'm just trying to get to like level 20 as fast as possible so we can maybe do a couple Dead Mines runs or I want to go get my bow action going on so I can complete the archery, the archer priest. We must complete the archer priest. Hey, Gabriel, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it, man. We got to complete the archer priest. Oh, and Dank. Hey, man, Dank, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Thank you for the sub. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Yeah, Project Geekbug. I gave up on Project Geekbug just because I didn't like Kato's. Kato's was kind of a douchebag. That and the server was pretty buggy. I just didn't feel like you had a lot of life behind it because of those reasons. But man, the Epoch server runs the client though. The Epoch client runs really nice and smooth though. You know, besides all the bugs. Oh, you're on Northerner? Yeah, I'm on AmberShire. Sorry, Gabriel. You know, my brother's name is Gabriel. You're a guy, right, Gabriel? My brother's name was Gabor, because my father was Hungarian. So my brother, who's not with us anymore, his name was Gabor, or Gabor. Everybody just called him Gabe, but he's not around anymore. But I love my brother, so I like the name Gabriel just because it's similar to my brother, man. And I like the name anyway. It's a good name. You know who looks like my brother? You guys ever watch that streamer? I figure you got ya. Have you gotten to the end game? No, I have not actually. No, I played Turtle on and off ever since the beginning. In fact, Torta used to message me all the time and try to convince me to stream Turtle WoW, just because he saw me stream Turtle WoW on YouTube back in 2018, and back then there weren't that many people on Turtle WoW. It was like a couple hundred people. So when you see somebody streaming it, it was pretty rare, right? And so he would kind of message me and say, "Hey, you gotta stream Turtle WoW. You gotta stream, just to try to get more exposure to Turtle WoW." But so I've played on and off for a long time, but I always was, invested in playing retail versions of the game, right? Especially when Classic came out in 2019, right? So I had, on Nordjanar, I had a 44, 45 hardcore hunter. And right before AmberShire launched, I deleted that hunter so I could recoup, because I would recoup all my Turtle WoW tokens, because I had like 2,000 tokens utilized on that hunter, so I recouped all those back so I could spend them on bags for my characters here on this server. I love the idea of AmberShire because I hadn't reached endgame on Turtle WoW, so I thought it would be great to be in a fresh realm. And also Amber is my wife's name, so when and I love Lord of the Rings, right? So you got the Shire, which I love the Shire. I love Lord of the Rings, and then you got Amber, which is my wife's name, and I love my wife. So I was like, AmberShire just seems like that's the place where I should be. All right, do we need left? Oh, we still need this one, trapper, smuggler. And I don't know if we need any trappers. I think just this guy, right? All right, we still need the Null Paw. Let's knock out the Null Paw quest real quick while we're at it. Should be easy enough. Yeah, retail just sucks. The only thing that I kind of was excited for, when Classic first came out in 2019, it was a lot of fun, But after a couple years, about 3 years of playing that, I just kind of got tired of it just devolved into this shit show that it is now, with all the boosting and the gold selling, and you can't get on a fresh realm in retail, at least not in the United States servers, that isn't just, by the second or third day, there's people on the server with like 1,000 gold, because they're just buying it from gold sellers, and it's just awful, man. And just people boosting, like selling boosts, buying boosts. It's just bad. Like nobody It's funny. I joke about this all the time. People pay real money. They pay the sub fee, which is $15 a month. Then they pay real money to buy gold, so they can go into a dungeon and park their character at the beginning of the dungeon and have somebody else clear the dungeon for them to level their character. So think about that. They're paying $15 a month, and on top of that, they're paying money to gold sellers to buy gold so they can afford to pay the boosters their booster fee, while they just sit there and don't even play their character. Like, tell me how that makes sense. I'm paying real money to not play the game, basically. It's just stupid. It's like it's just ridiculous. Yeah, they do. They do. I play to have fun. I mean, I play to have fun. I try to come up with different builds. I theory craft and stuff, but it's all in the effort of having fun. Like, I'm constantly have talent calculators open. I'm looking at different builds. In my Discord server, in my Turtlewa section, in the Turtlewa Priest, I've already posted 4 different builds that all look, decent for specific roles. And I'll play them out, and I'll level the character, and I'll try them. I'll try every single build, and it's all in the name of fun and finding the build that's right for me, like what I enjoy the most. It's not about finding the optimal build or the best build. It's about finding what I like. I'll roll builds for example, in like Classic WoW, when I play Hunter, I play melee Hunter. Like I play all survival, like melee. Like 80% of my damage is melee damage, and I'll literally out DPS most people in my group as melee Hunter. And that's in vanilla. That's in like Classic WoW. That's not even like Turtle WoW melee Hunter. And just because it's fun. I've done the regular like plain Jane marksman, many times. So I'm bored. I'm bored to death of that. Why do something that's boring that I've done a million times? I want to do something fresh and something different. So that's what I usually do. Try to come up with different ways to play classes. And the cool thing about Turtle WoW is there's all these new talents, and things are different. So, and I haven't had a chance to try all those different new abilities. So that's what's appealing about Turtle WoW. New zones, new talent builds. That and the fact there's not all the fucking boosty babies, gold selling bots, GDKP nonsense. I just wasted that. GDKB is it's a system where people buy items that drop off of bosses in dungeons with gold. I can't remember what it stands for anymore. It's like basically a gold DKP type system. Basically, you go through a dungeon. So basically, people will get groups together, and you'll like I've never done it before, so I don't do GDKP. But you go into a dungeon, and you have to have gold on you, and then when items drop in the dungeon, people bid on them. So like if a really nice sword drops or something, everybody just bids. So someone will say, I'll bid 100 gold. And so things end up selling for like insane amounts of money. Well, the only way people can get some of that money is by buying it from gold sellers. So it's just another way to promote gold sellers, right? Oh, you gonna heal him? You suck. Ah, well. But it's just another thing that promotes gold selling, right? Because for people to be able to have the money, so basically it's really stupid. I mean, it promotes a system that I really dislike, which is gear progression. I'm not a fan of gear progression as the main soul progression, and I think gear progression is one of the banes of the MMO, right? Like it puts people in this mentality that gear is the main force behind the game. Like it's all about, oh, I have to get this gear, and if I get this gear, then I'm a good player. That doesn't mean that gear doesn't make you a good player. It just means you have good gear. It doesn't make you a good player. And the bad thing about World of Warcraft and a lot of MMOs is that if you take a character who's level 50 and you put him in all gray gear, he's really shitty. Doesn't matter how good of a player you are, you're going to perform pretty poorly. And I always think of MMOs as a natural extension of Dungeons and Dragons. So that's not really the case in D&D. In D&D, it's very difficult to get magic gear. Magic gear is very rare. And what makes a character powerful is more based on your experience and your level. Like the higher level you get, the better chance you have to land blows on a target if you're a warrior. And it's not really so gear dependent. If you think about it this way, if someone's a sword master, like let's say someone's a swords master and they're a master of the broadsword, and they're fighting someone who's not a swords master at all. Like they're just like a very basic knowledge of sword play. But if you put that into an MMO context and the sword master has like a level 1 gray sword, and the very like basic person who has a very basic idea of sword play is got like some Thunder Fury blessed blade of the Windseeker, who do you think is going to win that fight if they're both the same level? Well, the person with the Thunder Fury is going to win in the realm of an MMO. That doesn't really make sense, because in a real world, the Swords Master would annihilate somebody, because the person who doesn't have any skill with the sword wouldn't even be able to land a blow on a Swords Master. He would be too good. He would evade all your blows. So I'm not a fan of gear progression as being the sole progression in MMOs at all. So, and it's an outdated system, and I think it's one of the banes of the MMO that needs to get thrown out the window. Yeah, it's all based on like, oh, do you have the right? Is your eye level high enough so you can go into a dungeon? Which again is kind of stupid, right? Because you could be like the best player in the game, but if your eye level's not high enough, you can't even get into the dungeon. Even though all these other people have like higher eye level, are probably not even as good with their characters as you are, but it doesn't really matter because they've got better gear. You know what I mean? It's just a stupid system, right? if you look at like Dungeons and Dragons, the games revolves around community. It revolves around group play. It revolves around having fun. It's about having an experience. It's about role playing a character. Like that's something that's been completely lost in MMOs. Nobody really like enjoys just role playing a character with their friends. But that's where you're going to have most of the fun. Most MMOs have devolved into where the leveling process is just like a small hurdle that's easy to jump over. And the main part of the MMO typically is some sort of stupid end game grind that revolves around some repetitive task of doing the same dungeon over and over, or doing the same daily quest over and over, or grinding out some sort of reputation-based system, or some sort of a borrowed power bullshit like Legion, with like, I don't know, whatever the Legion power was for your gear. I can't remember what it was called anymore. I didn't like Legion, by the way, because of the borrowed systems. It's like, oh, let's spend all this time getting all these things that powers up my weapons or abilities and makes them stronger, only on the next expansion to completely devalue all the effort and time I spent and make it all pretty much worthless. It just is stupid, right? What do you mean, Kenny? We can do what in WoW? You can. I mean, you can certainly try. The problem is the systems are MMOs are being made in a way that they're just an outdated idea. They're not, in my opinion. The systems are broken, and they're not. I don't know if they're going to be fixed any soon. I mean, eventually they will be, all right? But the biggest problem with MMOs, and I talk about this all the time, the biggest problem with MMOs is not necessarily the MMOs per se. It's really the MMO. It's really the gamers. Because we as gamers of MMOs, if we continue to pay for these crappy MMOs, they're going to keep making them. You keep giving them money, well, they're just going to keep spitting out the shitty MMO, right? You got to stop paying for these crappy MMOs, man. But the problem is we all just want to have fun, right? And if we don't play the game, we don't really know if it's any good. Even though if we look at videos or reviews, we all think, and the review says the game sucks. If we see enough content that looks like it might be fun, because we're all wishing and hoping on a dream that something's going to be fun, Yeah, you got to take your time. Like, it's hard for me to read quests or follow the story in WoW because I've played WoW for so many years. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to really do it in World of Warcraft just because I'm kind of burned out on WoW's quests and everything because I've done them so many times. I've done them thousands of times. So the Turtle WoW I can read them. Like the new stuff we can read because it's new, right? New is so. But if someone just comes out with an MMO that's really thought out and done in a good way, I mean, it could completely change this whole genre. But I don't have a whole lot of faith. I don't really have a whole lot of faith that that's. I don't know that's going to happen. At least not yet. Maybe someday. What, the interface? You mean on my interface? I haven't done an video on this on how I set up my interface, but I've talked about it many times. The problem with Elder Scrolls Online is there's no danger. There's no, at least not in the low level. Like leveling like 1 to 30, right? There's no danger. Like the mobs pose no threat. You can be a complete imbecile and just roll your face across the keyboard and still kill mobs. It's very. There's no challenge to the mob difficulty, and that's a problem I have with most MMOs. They're just too easy. Like, I want a challenge. I want mobs to come at me and I have to actually think about what I'm doing or I might die. And that just doesn't really exist in most MMOs.
Hello.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls, the combat's a little bit clunky. The graphics are really hit or miss. Like, some areas in Elder Scrolls Online, the graphics are fantastic. They look really good. And in some instances, the combat feels really good. And then some other times it doesn't. And in some areas of the game, the graphics don't look as good. It's weird. It's kind of like... It's like hit or miss. Some zones are really cool and some aren't. So, yeah. Yeah, I think that, yeah, I figured that's what you were trying to say, Ken. You can certainly do that, but why, I mean, why should I have to come up with some sort of creative way to play the game to make it fun? I mean, I think that's why hardcore was created. I think that's why people do challenges like, the white, leveling in white gear only, or, I think that's why all these weird challenges exist, because people are trying to come up with things that make the game more challenging and thus more interesting. It's like if you take the bar exam to become a lawyer or something, right? I mean, the bar exam is really difficult, right? People study for a long time to do that. Or if someone wants to become a doctor, it's not easy. There's a lot of years in study that go into becoming a doctor. So what happens when you become a doctor? What happens when you pass the bar exam? You go out and celebrate because it's so awesome that you did it. You accomplished this amazing feat. The greater the challenge, the more difficult the challenge, the greater the satisfaction once you've achieved or attained what you were trying to obtain, or you've surpassed the challenge. I mean, the amount of satisfaction you gain from it is directly proportional to the difficulty. And that's where MMOs fuck up. If it's easy, it's not fun. People like these MMOs just throw epic gear out. Like every version of World of Warcraft, it gets easier and easier to get gear. It's so bad that in the current retail WoW, you could, at like level 5, you could do a quest here in Westfall. No joke. These quests in Westfall, the ones that you do right when you start the zone, you can get a blue item from the quest reward. It'll give you a green item, but the green item rewards have a chance to automatically upgrade to blue items. I mean, that's just ludicrous. It's stupid. It's insanity. It's like you're doing some stupid quest that takes no skill. They're rewarding you with some blue item. It's like it's the way the whole world is right now. It's like Sebastian Maniscalco was talking about his kid is in a school out in California, and he went to watch his kid's basketball game, right? And he looked up the scoreboard, and his kid's getting his ass kicked. His kid's like 12 years old. His kid's getting his ass kicked in his basketball game. They're down 20, or down 18-4 or something. And he's like talking to somebody. He looks back at the scoreboard, and it's like 12-4. And he's like, what happened? They were down 18-4. And then another parent there said to him, oh, they take points off the board if the score gets too much of a lead for one team, right? It's like, what the fuck is that? And this is the world we live in today. It's stupid. It's a stupid world. And everybody, they need this instant gratification. They need this feeling that somehow they're good at something, right? If you suck at a video game, you suck at a video game. If you suck at tennis, you suck at tennis. Guess what? Get good. Learn how to play. If you're not good at something, get better at it. That's the challenge of life. You can't just go through life just fucking thinking everything's going to land in your lap and be easy, right? But the problem is these video games are following the bullshit that we see in the real world, which is this: people are just trying to make everything. I don't want to hurt your feelings. Don't want things to be too difficult. Your son may commit suicide if his team gets beat by 20 points. Come on, grow some fucking balls. The MMO I want to make is going to be so brutal. Most MMO players are going to go home crying to their mama. They're going to be crying, oh my god, it's so difficult. They're going to be dying left and right, and I'm going to love every minute of it. I'm going to love every minute of it. Because it's play the game, man. Play the game. Figure it out. We don't need no fucking mini-map. We don't need no world map. I don't need no quest markers. Immerse yourself in the world. Talk to the NPCs. Learn what the lay of the land. Learn the story. Don't know where the deep woods are? Fucking go find them. See that mountain over there? Just walk to it. Maybe you might find something. Quit relying on all this shit. It's hand-holding, man. It just ruins it. It ruins the game. The worst part is we've got the internet, because now everybody can just Google shit on the internet. So even if you make a game, now the game I would make would be multi-dimensional. I would go with the Stormbringer universe. I would do a multi-dimensional world. That way it would be very easy to put quests dynamically in different dimensions. So you couldn't just create a guide on YouTube that says, here, go here. Go. Oh, you go to this NPC and you get this quest, you go here, because it wouldn't work like that. You'd go to this quest, he might give you a quest, but the quest he gives may have different variations of the quest, and the location of where you may need to go would be one of hundreds of different dimensions. So, okay, you go online to look up a guide on how to do this quest. It says, well, when I did it, I talked to this guy and he told me to do this and go here. But then when you go to the guy, guess what? He's going to tell you to do something different, and it's nowhere near where that guy's experience was. So you have to design the systems in a way that people can't just easily Google it. I mean, eventually the stuff it'll get figured out, but you got to make it as hard as you can, right? And AI is really going to help with that. AI can help with that. Procedurally generated content can help with that. I mean, things are going to be so much better in 10, 20 years that creating an MMO that's going to be a little bit more challenging should be quite easy. Hey, what's up, Giuseppe? I wouldn't really want to make it like completely random generate. I mean, I think what's kind of like when you look at No Man's Sky, right? Like No Man's Sky when No Man's Sky first came out, it was, they were still trying to create this world that was procedurally generated. But when you look at the parameters of the systems within No Man's Sky, right? So if you go to No Man's Sky, you got to love it, right? Here we go. So in No Man's Sky, right, they created these procedurally generated worlds and they wanted it to look beautiful, right? Oh, it's procedurally generated. When you go to this world, all the animals are going to be really cool looking and it's going to be beautiful. But what really happened was this, right?
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
So you can't just say, well, I'm going to have AI generate shit. I mean, you have to train the AI. You have to give the AI parameters, and eventually, No Man's Sky, they figured out, they weren't ready when the game launched to have everything. They didn't have all their systems aligned. They didn't have all their parameters correct. They haven't fleshed it all out. They still were working on stuff. And of course, now when you go to No Man's Sky, everything looks way better because they've so you can use AI, of course, but you've got to be able to give it the right parameters. You got to be able to train it. Just like anything. What level am I? I'm level 16. What do we get at 16? Anybody know what a priest get at 16? I don't remember what I get at 16. Let's not worry about it. I'm not going to be doing much anyway besides Mind Blast, Wand. We got 56% rested time. Let's burn off the rest of our rested time and then we'll go hit the tents again. Well, retail has the bullshit rating shit, but I'm sorry, I don't really want to raid with a bunch of fucking nerds. Sorry. I can't deal with some of the people in those raids. I'll pass, man. Those sweats are too douchebaggery for me, man. It is, yeah, JR, it is with the tents, but that's why you just move on to the next area. Like, there's no need to... There's the thing that Turtle Wild's added so much content that you can easily just move into the next area. There's plenty of zones you can go into that are going to be your level. It's not like the original vanilla where there was only so much, so many different zones you could go into. Well, he's meaning that because the tents, the survival skill where people can put up tents and you can go sit by a tent and it'll max out your rest time, within 15 minutes from 0 to 150%. Meaning that when you're killing mobs, you're getting double XP, so you're going to be leveling really quickly. And because of that, you can easily out-level zones. Like if you go to a zone on 150% rested XP, by the time you do a couple quests, you're going to be leveling, almost like twice as fast. So, the zone was not set for you to level that quick, so you're going to out-level the level of the zones of the quest. But again, it's not really a big deal because there's plenty of new content. You can just move to another area. But yeah, like for example, like in the Night Elf starter area, like in Teldrassil, you start in Shadowglen, you typically are going to be like level 5 in any starting area in World of Warcraft. You move to the next area, which is Dolinar. By the time you're done with Dolinar, you're usually going to be like around level maybe 10 to 12. But because they've added a couple new areas like Urson Heights here, and they've added some new quests into this area, and because of the tents, although you're not going to find too many some tents in the Night Elf area, so that's not really that big of an issue. But even without the tents and you have the rested experience, because they've added more content, A lot of times I'll be like level 15 by the time I finish, the Teldrassil area. And so by that time I'm moving off into Darkshore. And normally when I hit Darkshore, I'm like level 12, which is kind of like a good level to hit Darkshore, because that's just kind of like you're going to level 12 to like maybe 16. But because they've added more quests and stuff, you're gonna end up hitting Darkshire like around level 15. So about 3 levels higher than you normally would be in like a regular vanilla server. So you can be kind of out leveling the zone, basically. The quests are going to be green, the mobs are going to be green. But again, it's not really a big deal. I mean, you can just move into the next zone a little bit earlier than you normally would, and then there's plenty of new zones in the game. Like in Tearsfall Glades, Whispering Forest is a really cool zone, like level 20, I think. And then you've got the wetlands here. You've got Hawk's Vigil. So there's lots of different new areas in the game you can go to. Oh, that fear is going to aggro a shit ton of mobs. What am I going to do? Oh, yeah, we got a bunch of mobs still. Still coming. How many we got? 2? 1? It's just 1. You want a piece of me? I hate I hate Westfall. I'm not a fan of Westfall. I'm gonna dim the brightness a little bit. Westfall's got too much orangey color to it, and it's a little bit too glowy for my taste, so we're gonna tamp that down a little bit, stamp that down, however you want to say it. Make it a little bit more gritty looking. And my first character, my first main in World of Warcraft was a hunter, and then after that it was a priest. In fact, I played more priest almost in any class in WoW until about 2019 or 2018 when I started really playing Protection Paladin quite a bit. So, have I seen Pootie Tang the movie? No, sorry. I don't think anything with the words Pootie Tang is something I probably would be interested in. Pootie Tang. I mean, I hope it's a comedy. But yeah, no, I haven't seen it. I don't really watch a lot of movies anymore, I don't really watch a lot of movies. I don't really watch a lot of TV, to be honest. I mean, I watch certain things, like... Yeah. I definitely don't like the party interface in my UI. I would like to install some sort of... Oh god, that was awful. Yeah, we definitely don't want that. We don't want the big. No, no. Yeah, but I don't want. I don't want the. I just want. All I really want is I want basically like the retail. I just want the better party window. I want my party windows to be like right now. I'm not seeing the buffs. Like you can see, I've buffed this guy with powered fortitude, but we can't see it on the window here unless I hover over it. Then you can see it, right? So I don't like that. Obviously, I want to see, you know, what he's got, so I can debuff, so I can like cleanse that kind of thing. So I would like to get an add-on where I can just manage just the party interface, you know. So. Where'd the rogue go? Did he leave? Oh, he left the party already. He left the party already? Yeah, I actually created a warrior JR that was all. I actually created a slow and steady, hardcore, vagrant, like white gear only, whatever. You know, but it was just gonna take so long to level the warrior. Then I don't have as much time to play WoW as I used to, so I was like, I just didn't have the time. It was gonna take too long, man. I mean, I leveled. You want to try something hard? Go into your anniversary server, JR. Go into your anniversary server and level a warrior. Hardcore in gray gear only. Gray gear only. My current like hardcore warrior on retail is gray gear only. It's like level 48, I think, or level 39, I think actually. And that shit's grindy as fuck, man. Gonna get your priest up, bus. Nice, nice. Yeah, well that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, my gray gear only warrior, I couldn't trade with anybody. It was self-found. I mean, it's not self-found, dude. It's gray gear. Like all you can equip is gray gear. That's it. You can't equip anything after gray gear, and it's hardcore. So yeah, you can't do dungeons. You can't group with anybody. It's completely solo, and the only gear you could use. Try leveling a warrior in anniversary WoW retail WoW with gray gear. It is fucking hard because you quickly realize how like dependent you are on health. Like your health is entirely based on your stats. Like you'll be running around as I'm like running around like a level 39 warrior with like half the health pool I would normally have, even if I was just wearing greens, you know. It's pretty crazy.
You can kiss your ass goodbye. You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Exactly. Yeah, it kind of goes back to where I'm talking about how the gear is way too important. Like your class is just kind of garbage without gear. Like, what happens when you have only great gear on a warrior? Like, at like level 35, you basically have to kill everything that's like 5 levels beneath you, because that's the only way you can really do any damage. Because your gear's so shitty, so you're just like your gear makes you so weak. Like if you try to kill mobs that are like the same level as you, you just don't do any damage, and they're going to do so much damage because you have no health pool. Because most of your health in WoW comes from the stamina and the stats that you get from your gear. So it's actually it's a pretty eye-opening experience To let you know how like ridiculous the gear is, how how important it is to your characters in WoW. It's like way too important in my opinion. But we talked about that already, so. Well, I can't stand any version of retail WoW, anniversary, whatever, because again, it's just the bots, the gold selling, the gold buying, the boosting, the GDKP. It's just nonsense, man. It's just nonsense. It is just so much nonsense. Oh shit, she's attacking a horde? I didn't realize that was a horde character. Killing blow. I didn't realize that one was like a horde character. I just thought it was like somebody else, you know? Oh, I got no mana. I got no mana. Yeah, let's get some mana. That was funny. She was attacking that character, and they were kind of around to the right side of the wall, so I didn't see their face. I just saw the health bar, so I came running around the corner, and I shot a wand at him, and immediately when I shot the wand, I realized, oh, it's an orc. Which, of course, put me in PvP. I seen 2 more pillagers. Okay, yeah, you kill him for me. Perfect. I don't even have to do anything. Oh, really, McGiggles? Thanks, McGiggles. I appreciate you too, buddy. always gotta kill this other, need to take out one more pillager. They're all looters. Now there's some over here though. Need to hit the trainer too. The trainer in town. Also need to hit the rested time, so let's build up our rest time again. Ah, so many looters. It's kind of crazy for a horde to be running around here flagged, you know? That's pretty risky, you know? Alright, let's get out of here. We need to get like a mount, right? I kind of want the spider mount, even though I hate spiders in real life. I actually saw someone riding around on this spider mount, and the animations are actually quite nice. Like the movement of the spider is actually really good. So it's actually a really cool looking mount. The one thing you have to realize too is in Turtle WoW, the way the mounts work, you get 0.5% movement speed increase per level. So like if you're like level 2, your mount's only going to give you 1% increase in movement speed, right? So if you're level 20, your mount's only going to give you a 10% movement speed increase. So if you're a class like a hunter, you would never want a mount because your cheetah is going to be pretty much faster than your mount. So just get to 20 quick and you don't really need a mount. But if you're like a priest, it can be kind of useful. I don't like spiders in the real world, but man, the spider mount, it's just cool looking. It's actually a really cool looking mount. And because they move so slow, the animation's slow, so certain mounts look kind of bad. For example, like mounts with a longer stride, where their legs, especially with their legs, are further apart. Like cats, like these guys, they look really bad because you try to get these mounts running at a, at a really slow speed, and they doesn't look natural. Like their stride is too long. Some mounts where their feet are a lot closer together, like a raptor, look a lot better at slow speed, and I can actually demonstrate that. If I jump on like my warrior, for example, you can see the raptor mount, like how fast its feet move basically. So if I jump on my warrior here, the blind warrior, the blind warrior. So you jump on the blind warrior, and you get on my mount, and you can see it's very slow, but because it's a raptor and it just says 2 feet, it doesn't look too bad, right? Of course, here's like really slow.
Open for business. You need something?
But if we don't buy, I think I have enough. I don't have enough credits to even buy the spider mount. But if we bought a mount, we could go with something like, with the little red mount. It's kind of cool looking. The red raptor. No, still flag PvP.
Greetings. Go with honor.
Parkour, parkour. Oh, fail parkour.
What can I do for you?
I have no flight paths. Alright. We do it the hard way. Yeah, hey Miles, how's it going? Yeah, the priest is cool. I just wish I was level 20 already so I could use my bow. The bow priest must live, right? That's an entirely new tree that they stuck in here in Turtle Wow. This tree is not normally here. Oh, you bastard. You bastard! No! Oh, chingate, I got wrong. Why am I having so much trouble with my parkour today? Huh. Rusty, I guess. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Once you get to like 20 or something, try to get ourselves a little bit more of an intellect pool, just to make it a little bit easier. I'm still kind of tossing around the talent builds. I've got like, you know, there's a discipline PvP build and discipline healing build. Those are the two builds I'm kind of mulling over right now. You know. Like this is the disciplined PvP build, although I'm not missing out on Unbreakable Will. So it's not the perfect PvP build. And then I know I haven't really set up the disciplined healing build. I have to look at that again. I may spec into more of a healing build, discipline healing build, just to do some dungeon runs. That'd be cool. Ivy Cloak healing 5 gold. What? And that is a really good item, but 5 gold? Seriously? Yeah, 5 gold. $5 gold. I'll give you 1 gold. I'll give you 1 gold for that. I'll give the person 1 gold for the healing for that. Actually, 1 gold's not bad for that because all you really need is about 3 items with plus healing on it. When you're like, you want to mix in like intellect and plus healing. If you're gonna do any kind of like just dungeon leveling as you're leveling your way to 16. Yeah, so we could go. We don't need. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I would love to be able to get spiritual guidance on a disc build, but we'd have to give up quite a few points. And you could recoup a couple talent points there. And of course, the magic rooster mount. That one cracks me up. Yeah, I don't know. We got to come up with some sort of a talent build that. I would like to get a build that's going to be decent healing in dungeons, but also decent healing in PvP. So, and I think to offset the loss of some of the talents that we would lose by putting them into PvP talents, we would definitely want to be speccing quite a bit of plus holy power. I mean, plus healing. Sorry, I would want to get plus healing on my cloak, plus healing on probably my bracers, and then try to get some enchantments for intellect just to boost our mana pool. Honestly, the build that I think I like is more focused on this. How did I get spiritual guidance with this build? What did I change? Oh, silent resolve. Actually, this build here is really good. So this build here could probably, I mean, we do have, this build could probably be the build that I'm talking about. It's going to be decent for battlegrounds, but also going to be good for healing. You know, we've got inspiration. We've got improved renew, which is going to help for just healing, you know, for healing dungeons. Spell warding is more of, again, PvP. We could probably dump this, but if we dumped this, where would we put the points then? That's the thing. I mean, you could go in Divinity just to try to get some more critical heals when you're healing. So yeah, this spell warding is kind of bad actually. Let's go here. Holy Reach is just good for, I like it for Holy Nova and Prayer of Healing. It's good for Chastise too, which we will have. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. And 6 points. You think Silent Resolve? I mean, we could go Silent Resolve. The problem is, I mean, we're definitely gonna be pulling a lot of threat, but we're definitely gonna be pulling a lot of threat. There's no doubt about that. If we don't put anything in Silent Resolve, lower level dungeons, I don't think it'll be a problem, Miles. It'll just be a problem in higher level dungeons, or if we get people that are just really bad. Because remember, we are gonna have Fade. We're gonna be able to get by on a lot of dungeons, really, honestly, with just shielding. I mean, if I'm gonna have improved shield right here, and we're gonna have Force of Will, which is gonna increase the amount of damage absorbed by my shield. I mean, just my shield and my renew ticks are gonna be enough to keep most people alive, which doesn't generate a lot of threat. You know, when you're shielding, that does not generate as much threat. It does generate threat, but not as much. The threat generation is gonna always start. You know, you start spamming like greater heals and flash heals and stuffing, but. I wanted to try doing some dungeons without Silent Resolve just to see how difficult it is. Plus, there's so many paladins on this server because the paladin's like the most represented class. We could hope that we just have paladins a lot and just basically get, Blessing of Salvation dumped on us. But yeah, it's definitely going to be, if we don't put anything in Silent Resolve, we will definitely run into some aggro issues. There's no doubt about that. But for PvP, you don't care about aggro, right? If I'm, that was kind of one of the points of this build, was to try to allow my character to do battlegrounds. And in battlegrounds, I don't give a shit about threat. That's one of the reasons why I also put something in Blessed Recovery. I don't know how much, 6%. Renew right here is doing what? It's doing 100 damage, so 6% would really just be 6, right? It's just going to be 6, which isn't really a lot, but I mean, everything adds up. But the spiritual guidance would definitely be better. And like Piercing Light, we don't really need Piercing Light. But if we didn't get Piercing Light, where would we go? We could go, let's try this. What if we did this, then went 3 into Silent Resolve, then grabbed this, this, we don't need that. So you could do something like this. White Boy Winner. The one thing looking at the tree, though, there's no clear winner. I mean, there's a lot of good abilities in these trees. I mean, I have some abilities here that are focused on PvP. Really, like a lot of people, like some people get Holy Focus for PvE, but I never bother getting Holy Focus for PvE. For me, that's only PvP, because if you got Silent Resolve and you've got Fade, you really shouldn't be getting hit too much. I mean, really, you don't necessarily need piercing light if you're just doing keeling. Like, it's not really necessary. Anyways, let's go at the priest trainer. That was my gear is like total garbage, I'm sure, right? And it's pretty bad. +4 stamina. +4. The problem on this server, like I've never seen this before, but on this Turtle WoW server, like all the low-level cloth gear, like level 1 to 20, like all the green gear, almost all of it is bid. It's like there's no, people aren't doing buyout prices. So if you go to cloth, for example, and just do a search, look at how many these items are just, you have to bid into them. There's no buyout, right? Look at all this. None of these are buyouts. So people they're just listing stuff and letting people bid on them. You know, look at that. It's crazy. Look at that, like nothing. Yeah, this is AmberShire. Like here you have some buyout, right? And the low-level items buyout, but then, yeah, I guess on the shoulders you do. Oh, you're saying that these have a buyout? How is that? No, that can't be. No, there's no buyout here, dude. No, look. If there was a buyout, the buyout button would be lit up. There's no fucking buyout. Don't be spreading like false information. You telling me these don't have buyout? This has buyout. See, buyout, buyout, buyout. Now, a lot of the stuff that people are listing, they're just not listing it with buyouts. You know, none of these items are buyout. Unless there's some crazy bug, which wouldn't make any sense. Anyways, I'm going to take a break. I got to do some stuff around the house. Or I got to do some stuff here. It's getting late. It's 2:30 in the morning, so I'll pick this up tomorrow, I guess. Yeah, I mean, those, yeah, you can't, these aren't buyouts, dude. You know? See how this is not, see how this hand stitch limb bridge doesn't have a buyout, this one does. Yeah. Yeah. But what I'm saying is normally people would be doing a lot more buyouts. So you see a lot of stuff like here. You see quite a few buyouts, but then you see quite a few that aren't. But anyways, I'm going to go. I'll catch you guys later. Hope everybody has a good one. Thanks for stopping by. We'll pick this up tomorrow. And right now, though, it's really late. It's like 2:30 in the morning, so I got to get some sleep. But yeah, have a good one, Dave. Thanks for the sub. And I'll talk to you later. See you, McGeagles. Peace out.